Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome to brewsfoodbooze.com and also cookandbooze.com. These are two website blogs developed and produced by me and my cousin. And basically these two websites are dedicated to basically beers, how to pair them with different types of food, tapas, as well as cooking with booze or cooking and boozing at the same time. This means, you're cooking, we pair different cocktails, different beers. And when we mean beer, we're not talking about Coors Light, Bud Light, Budweiser, or whatever. And I call those Meao de Gato. Google it, Google Translate, and you figure out what that is. But anyways, but today what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna create the first video for our website blogs, and this is gonna be dedicated to making beer. Basically, it's a very cheap way to make it. I know everybody makes beer online and everybody puts it on YouTube or whatever, but I'm doing only this for the sake of our website blogs. So I wanted to show people how I make beer. I'm saying beer is a great thing, and I don't make it to make money. I make it for families, friends, and hopefully in the next 2 weeks, once it's done, fermented and whatever, we should be able to enjoy it. So let's make some beer. So of course, I'm not an expert in making beer, but I know how to cook. But I'm gonna leave that to my cousin. He's the one who's gonna be making all the food, and I'm the one who's gonna be making the beer, and we're gonna be pairing my beer with his food. In this case, I walked into my local liquor store. It's called Total Wine and Spirits, and I happened to walk through one of the aisles and I found this beer making kit. It's made by BrooklynBrewShop.com. And my first beer was an oatmeal stout, which my cousin said it came out pretty weak. Of course, dude, give me a break. This was my first beer. I'm sure you're gonna be burning some food too. So the beer that I'm gonna be making today is a hop sessional, and basically where you can get these ingredients and everything that you need to make beers is at BrooklynBrewShop.com. So let's start cooking this up. Alright, so there's 6 steps on beer making. I'm not going to go into details on what they are, but I'm going to tell you what they are. The first step is going to be cooking up the beer mix. It's called the mesh. And after the mesh comes in the sparge. The sparge is when you take the mix and you strain it into another pot. Whatever liquid comes out of that is going to be the boiling. You're going to boil that liquid. Of course, please make sure you don't boil over the top. Make sure you don't burn it, because once you burn that mix right there, or you burn that liquid, that's it. Your beer is gone, it's done, and you're gonna start all over again. The fourth part is the fermentation process. This is when you take your beer, put it in your fermentation tank. In my case, it's my 1 gallon fermentation tank. You're gonna add up the yeast. Once you add the yeast is gonna eat all the sugars and it's gonna fart alcohol out of it. I know it sounds kind of weird, but that's how it is, and that's how the process is. After 2 weeks of fermentation comes the 5th step, which is gonna be bottling. That's where you take and you siphon all your beer out of fermentation tank into the bottles. After that, you put the bottle caps. Make sure you put your beer in a very dark place. You gotta wait a couple of weeks for the whole carbonation process, the sugars and all that good stuff and whatever, it's gonna be beer. And the 6th step is the most important step. It's a step where you will be able to open your bottle and share it with your friends and families. In this case, whatever we're making, which is the hop sessional, not whatever we're making, I know what we're making, it's the hop sessional. My cousin is gonna cook some type of food. I don't know what he's cooking, and we're gonna pair it with this beautiful hop sessional beer. All right, let's go.